Hey everyone, welcome to the Z-Kit Training Vault, your online information center for how to utilize all the tools inside of the Z-Kit. In total, there will be 13 different protocols that will cover a broad range of uses. Today's protocol is the Pregame Activation Protocol. Every protocol will have 10 different exercises to show you how to prep your body and get ready for the game. Let's go. The foam roller and lacrosse ball, two self-myofascial release tools that are a great way to start your preparation activity before a practice or game. Okay, when we start foam rolling, it's always best to start from your feet and work your way up. So I like to start with the calves, and we work from the very base of the heel up to behind the knee, because that's where the calf and Achilles run. If you're just starting out, you can utilize it this way. But what's really best is to add that added pressure by putting your other leg here. And again, start at the base of the heel, and we're working all the way up to behind the knee. Okay, work the medial head, work the lateral head. And also remember, keep this foot loose, okay? Keep this foot loose so you can really let the foam roller press up against the muscle tissue. If you're guarding like this, you won't get as good as a result. After foam rolling the calves, we're gonna move right up to our hamstrings. You can do this for about 30 to 45 seconds on each side. So again, you can utilize it with just one, but I think it's best to add the added weight. And we're working the hamstring from that lateral side and that medial side. So we're working our way in, all the way from behind the knee, up to right where the gluteal fold is. So right to where your butt starts. Really foam roll. Put a good weight on that, okay? After that, we move into the piriformis and the glute area. So we're just gonna put it on one side and we're gonna cross this leg over. So again, we're doing this to add weight. We're adding weight onto this to give it that better impact. Work the inside, work the outside. Okay, from here you can go right into that IT band. And from here, we're going from that hip working all the way to just below the knee. Work that whole IT band. After this one, I like to do the groin. Okay, so for the groin, we work out from 90 degrees. So 90 here, and I go right from inside the groin all the way to my knee. And again, spend about 30 to 45 seconds on each side. Flip it, and now you can work the quad. So just to above the kneecap, all the way up to your hip flexor. We never want to foam roll the low back because there's a lot of nerves there. So we're gonna move this up to our mid back. Okay, and so from there you can cross your arms to bring your shoulder blades out of the way. And you could give yourself a little upper back massage here. Also, what we can do is work some thoracic mobility. So bring it back here, move it down a vertebrae, bring it back, move it down a vertebrae, just to improve that thoracic mobility. Okay, and the last one we do is working the lats. So the lats are this big wing muscle here. Okay, so we're gonna put this down and we're gonna work that lat. And it's more on the back side. And again, spend this about 30 to 45 seconds. Next, I'm gonna show you guys how to use the lacrosse ball. One of the best ways to start is what I call washing your feet. Okay, so we're gonna use that lacrosse ball to kind of hit those smaller intrinsic muscles of the foot. So we'll work that outside, the middle, and the inside. Okay, so do this about 20 times up and down. Then we're gonna work side to side. So now we're working side to side here, about 20 times at the forefoot. Then at the midfoot, about 20 times side to side. And then at the rear foot, about 20 times side to side, okay? And this just feels good in the morning. This can help to prevent plantar fasciitis if you have plantar fasciitis. So we're just using this to kind of break up and keep nice and mobile and flexible these muscles underneath the foot. Next thing I want to show you guys is how to use the lacrosse ball to keep your hip flexors, again, more flexible and not so tight. Okay, when we're sitting for a long time in a chair, at a desk, in a car, these muscles can get really short. So what we want to do is we want to rotate our foot in and out like this, and you're going to feel a large muscle pop out right here. Okay, so when I rotate my foot in and out here, I feel a large muscle pop out. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to put the lacrosse ball right on that muscle. Okay, and I want to find it. Okay, once I find it now, before I start moving, I'm going to relax. I'm going to sink into it. Let my body sink into the floor. And now I'm going to make a cross. So I'm going to go up and down, and I'm going to go side to side. So right when it's on that muscle, I'm just kind of working that up and down, small movement. And it might hurt a little bit, but you want to find those spots that are really tender and sit on them a little bit. These are spots that are really tight, and we need to let them go and release. Okay, so after you've washed your feet, you've done the hip flexor here, we're gonna also work what we call the gluteus medius. Okay, so we're gonna work that right here on the side. Okay, again, it's gonna be tender. Okay, and you're just putting it right in that kind of soft spot on the side. And again, just kind of work across. So up and down, and then side to side. And you can see small movements. I'm not doing a lot of large movements. And now, in and out. Okay, the next thing I want to show you guys with the lacrosse ball is how to release the pec minor. Over time, when we're on our phones a lot, we get these rounded forward shoulders and a forward head. Releasing this muscle here, the pec minor, can help to release your shoulders a little bit and give you a more posterior push. So what we're going to do is we're going to find this soft spot here and find a wall edge, or even something like this. And once you find that spot, we're gonna sink into it. So there's something called Shavasana, which is a yoga term for corpse pose. Essentially, you wanna just sink in and let all your muscles relax before you do any movement. And then we're just gonna do small up and down movements and small side to side movements on that pec minor. And this will be tender, you'll feel it, and that's how you really know it's working. So you can kind of adjust the amount of pressure that you put in by how much force you're putting in through your legs. Okay, I really like this, this exercise, so this one's really good to do. So I want to show you guys a few ways to utilize the core crusher ball. Okay, I like to use it for breath work, but like I said before, you can also use it for a lot of abdominal exercises, which we'll get into later. But first, I want to show you how to use it to help improve your breathing. So underneath this right side of our rib cage is our liver. And so this often can get a little bit blocked up because the liver is a big organ, and also people who are right-handed tend to lean to their right or have a kind of right-sided tilt, so we get crunched up on this side. So what I like to do is utilize this ball and find a spot to put it right under that right rib cage, okay? And again, I'm kind of going for that Shavasana pose, so I'm really sinking into this and letting my muscles relax. And I want to feel the ball pushing up into my abdomen, okay? And it doesn't feel great, actually. It feels like a lot of pressure, and we're not used to it because nothing really ever touches this. We can't foam roll our stomach. So what we want to do is once we feel this ball kind of pushing up into that right rib cage and we're fully relaxed, we want to take 10 deep breaths, okay? So deep breath in through your nose. When you breathe in through your nose, you're going to feel your stomach push against the ball. When you breathe out through your mouth, you'll feel the ball push up into your stomach. Okay, so it's this back and forth, okay? You pushing against the ball with the inhale, and the ball pushing into you with each exhale. Okay, after 5, 6, 7 breaths, you'll start to feel that the ball seems to be reaching further into your abdominal cavity, and your abs seem to be pushing harder against the ball. The third item on the list for the pregame activation protocol utilizes the mobility wedge. Let me show you a few ways you can do that. So as you can see, there's 2 different angles here. If it's flipped one way, it's a lesser degree. If it's flipped this way, it's a higher degree. So what I like to do is put it on the higher one and put my foot here, okay? Find a wall or something here, okay? Move this back, and we're gonna prep our calves doing some calf raises, okay? So up quick, down slow. Up quick, down slow. So when we go up fast and down slow, we're eccentrically loading that Achilles tendon, which, as you probably know, a lot of people seem to pop their Achilles tendon or have Achilles tendon pain, this is a great way to help prevent that. Okay, so activation-wise, this is what we want to do, is do about 15 calf raises on each side. Okay, the fourth item on the list utilizes the mini bands. Okay, I've created a really great hip prep series for basketball players especially, but really for any athletes. Okay, each exercise is gonna be 10 reps, okay? And what we start with are these, okay? So we call these single leg and double leg Elvis, okay? So we just work this one side 10 times, okay? This is a single leg Elvis. What we don't do is we don't let it snap back in, okay? We don't let this knee fall in. We just go from midpoint out. Okay, so 10 on this side, then 10 on this side, but we don't let it snap in. Okay, so 10 here and 10 here, then 10 together. Okay, so that's your first exercise. Single leg and double leg Elvis. 10, 10, and then 10 together. Okay, the next one is gonna be 10 side steps, okay? We're just going in and out here. What you see is I'm not doing this. I'm not moving my whole body. My shoulders are staying nice and still, and I'm just keeping the band really tight and moving in and out 10 times here and 10 times here. If you want, you can have a basketball in your hands and squeeze the basketball as well. You can have a ball here and squeeze. Okay, so we do 10 and 10 like that. So we've done our single leg, double leg Elvises. We've done our 10 side steps. Now we move into dynamic side steps. Okay, we're gonna go 5 each side. So we're gonna go 1 this way, 1 this way, 2 this way, 2 this way, 3 this way, 3 this way, all the way up to 5. Okay, the next exercise we're gonna do, I call them W's. Okay, so we're gonna work up and down this way. So right now, if I'm moving to my right leg is doing all the work. So I'm up, I'm back, I'm up, I'm back, up, I'm back. So 10 to the right, then 10 to the left. 1. Okay, so we're working W's there, and you'll feel that in your glutes and in your abductors. Okay, and the next one I like to do is just squats. Okay, so we're gonna add 10 squats here. I like to put arms out in front. So we're just here, down, and back up. Okay, basketball, jumping activity. So load these muscles, get them prepped and ready for the game. Okay, so we do 10 like that. And lastly, we take off the bottom band and we do these sort of single leg fire hydrants, you can call it. Okay, but what I like to do is show that inside Nike symbol. Okay, so as you can see, I'm not really rotating my hips. I'm just rotating this one foot back and rotating my foot out. Okay, so single leg, strong on this leg, moving this leg in and out 10 times. You'll really feel that start working. Okay, and then we'll try from this side. So show that inside Nike symbol. But as you can see, I'm not rotating my hips. Okay? The fifth item on the list utilizes the long thin band. This is gonna get your upper body activated as well. So what I like to do here is essentially make a square. Okay? About shoulder width apart, a little bit more, thumbs up, okay? I want my core really tight and my rib cage turned down. What we don't want is a lot of back extension, okay? So keep that rib cage turned down, keep your abs activated. Thumbs up here, and now we're all the way up, down slow. Up, down slow. Again, keep this rib cage turned down, abs turned on and activated, and you don't have to come up too far. Okay, you don't have to go all the way back here. Just come up and then back down. Okay, so that's the first one. Okay, so after you've done the overhead flexion, okay, what we're gonna do next is we're gonna do internal external rotation for your rotator cuff. Again, rib cage turned down, abs are on, okay, thumbs are out, and we're here and back, here and back. Okay, do about 10 to 15 reps there. Then I like to move into a single leg activity into a W. So before we were here at 90 degrees doing flexion, but now we're gonna grab here and we're coming out at like a 45 on a single leg. Okay, again, we're doing this before game. Running is a single leg activity. Okay, so we do 10 on that side, then we switch here, 10 on this side. And the next one we can do is what we call scaption. Okay, so if 90 degrees of shoulder flexion was here, 90 degrees of abduction is here, we want to split that on a 45 with our thumb up, okay, and just up to above 90. Okay, this helps to prevent rotator cuff injuries, kind of an impingement syndrome, keeps the anterior shoulder strong. Okay, and just rep out about 10 of these on each side. The next activity, number 6 on the list, is a half kneeling core twist. Okay, get your core turned on and ready. Okay, so have this fixated somewhere. You just simply thread it through. So we just wrap the band around something and just thread it through like this, about hip height. Okay, we're gonna use a Z slide here for our knee to protect our knee on the floor. Okay, and then we're gonna rotate over the foot that's up. Okay, so we're always rotating over the foot that's up. So I'm here, strong, and I'm here and back. My head stays straight and my core twists just a little bit. Okay, but because there's a good tension on this band, I can really feel this in my core, in my spine. So there's muscles all along your spine called the multifidi, and these muscles are activated here. You can also do Palov press here in this half kneeling asymmetrical stance. Okay, do about 10 twists each way, and then you could do 10 Palovs, and then you would just switch. Okay, the next item on the list utilizes the Z slides. So the first activity we're gonna do is called a glute slider, okay? So we're gonna get into this lunging position, and I'm gonna stay here, okay? I'm not gonna come up. So I'm gonna go out laterally, back posteriorly. But as you can see, it's not a lunge because I'm not coming up each time. So I'm not doing this, okay? I'm staying down and I'm holding here because now I got this whole hip turned on. And now I'm real light on here, barely my foot's on it. And I'm just here and I'm here. Okay, the second Z slide exercise I'm gonna show you is a lateral lunge to activate and prep the groin. Okay, so for this one, we're gonna stay here in this lunge. We're going down, but now I'm pushing down to the ground and I'm dragging this leg back. Okay, so we're sliding out, now I'm pushing down and I'm dragging this here, and you'll feel this in your groin. Okay, so lunge, push down into the Z slide, drag, drag, drag. And you're gonna feel that all in the groin. Okay, so you're about to play in the game, right? You're gonna do a lot of shooting. You might even fall on an outstretched hand. We wanna strengthen the wrist and the extensors and flexors of the wrist and hand. So we provided these grip strengtheners, okay? And what we wanna do is get a straight elbow, open as much as we can, back slow. Open as much as we can, back slow. So we're doing about a 2-second hold when it's open, and then back slow. Okay. Try and make sure you're really pulling that pinky apart, you're pulling that thumb apart, holding, and you'll start to feel this all up here in this extensors area. Okay. Okay, next we're gonna work the flexors. I'll show you about 3 exercises you can do with this. Okay, so we're putting this just at the fingertips, and we're squeezing and holding. Squeezing and holding. Squeezing and holding. So you can do about 15 reps like this. Then what you can do is you can utilize just these 2 fingers. Squeeze and hold. Squeeze and hold. And then what you can do is kind of like a puppet, almost like a puppet hand. Okay, we're holding here and we're squeezing. And this one's actually pretty tough. Okay, and again, you'll start to feel these all in here. You could even just do a bunch of pumps, do about 40 like this, and you'll definitely feel that here in the flexor wad. Okay, the next exercise we're gonna do utilizes the long thick band. And what we're gonna do here is activate and strengthen the quads. Okay, so we're gonna fix this around a pole, basketball hoop, or somebody can even hold it. And we're putting it right behind the knee, so just above the calf. Okay, and what we're doing here is we're activating the quad, doing about a 3-second hold, and then coming up. If you want to lift your heel, that's fine, but you don't need to. So strong quad contraction, relax, quad contraction, relax, and we'll do about 15 of those with a 3-second hold on each side. Okay, the next exercise we're gonna go into is called a Spanish squat. Okay, and what we're gonna do is put this right behind both knees and put a lot of tension on it. Okay, my feet are fairly close together. I don't need them shoulder width apart. And what I'm gonna do here is just sit down into a 90-degree. Okay, and you'll start to feel this all in the front anterior quads, really right above the kneecap. It really taxes the quads here. Okay, hold for about 15 seconds, come back up, take a breath, back down into that seated position. Hold for 15 seconds, come back up. Do that 3 to 5 times. Okay, the last thing on the pregame activation protocol is the jump rope. Okay, so now you've prepped everything using 1 through 9, and now we're gonna get into some higher speed jumping activities. It's gonna get you a great sweat and really have you ready right before the game. Okay, so first I'll start with showing you double leg, quick hitting, jump rope exercises. Okay, so first we have here, okay, and as you see, I'm just alternating each foot. Okay, so alternating right, left, right, left. Now we have jumps, 2 feet jumps. Okay, then we have 2 feet side to side jumps. Okay, next I'll show you some single leg jump rope activities. Okay, so we have here, just jumping on 1 foot. Then we switch here to 1 foot. Now what I like to do is switch and we jump laterally and medially. Then switch laterally and medially. And then you can just switch it up, kind of freestyle, and do that for about 2 to 3 minutes, and that'll have you ready to go.